Damn. Hello, I'm Muhil Vasikran.
Yo, it's Michael McGarrahan.
I'm Brendan Mascherino.
Howdy, this is Cam Crawford, and today we have another special guest for episode 4. So why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey guys, I'm Rahcon Memes, and I'm delightful to be here.
Welcome, Manda.
Yeah, welcome.
Thanks
It's
for
great to
coming on the
have you.
show today.
Thanks, guys.
We appreciate you making time.
This man is a meme god over here.
Yeah, this man has the meme page. He is a co-owner of this meme page, Rahcon Memes. Would you like to plug anything with it?
It's been less than a year almost. Almost a year. And we have around 10,000 followers, just post memes every day. And we've worked hard to get this many followers, and we're so grateful for all our followers.
That's awesome.
Sounds like a lifestyle. Like,
How intense is it?
It's not that intense, Just focus like 10 minutes every day on it or something.
Nice.
Wow, that's great.
How do you start the meme page or come up with the idea?
You
what
know,
inspired it?
My best friend Connor Turk, we talk a lot, and so I was like, let's start a meme page, dude. Let's see if we can get it big.
Oh.
He's like, yeah, let's do it. So we just created one, and just turned out to be like this.
It's big.
Congrats.
how did you guys get like that big of an audience? Like 10,000 followers?
I think when you post memes and everything, it spreads. You keep sending it to friends and everything. I'm sure like you send memes to friends and everything. So they follow you and everything. And I also, from my side and from his side, we told our friends and everybody go follow it. To keep supporting us. So
10,000 is a lot.
Yeah,
thanks,
it's a
man.
lot.
We started around
Exactly.
New Year's.
Oh, wow.
That's a good
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Around New Year's.
That's
Wow.
really cool.
So you think this time next year you'll have close to 20,000?
Maybe. Who knows?
Hopefully, yeah.
See.
Well, like the account started in November, but the thing is, we took it seriously in New Year's time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's really awesome.
Speaking of getting wet, what time of day do you guys take showers?
Oh,
Oh, that's an interesting
that's a
question.
toughie, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's very
It's a
tough.
toughie, yeah.
I mean, I guess it depends on the day, because, I got to hit up some early bedtime.
True. That 8:30
Yeah.
bedtime.
No.
8:30 in bed,
For Michael,
8:45.
bedtime is all the time
As
while
soon as the
watching
movie
movies.
comes
Yeah.
I watched
Save
my
it for
favorite
later.
later for the podcast.
Yeah.
Anyways, why don't we...
We'll go around say
yeah.
what
Yeah,
the
give our
usual
opinions.
John is. I usually take night showers. I'm a big advocate about that. And you chuckled, Michael, but that's going to be a sin in the near future.
Yeah, because
Sure.
wait, I don't understand it. People, I understand the fact that you want to wake up in the morning and stuff, but why not sleep an extra 10, 15 minutes in the
Exactly.
morning and not have to worry about getting like your hair all wet and all that stuff? You're not getting dirty in your bed at nighttime. Why not just take it at night?
Early
That's
to bed and
true.
early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Whoa, come on,
Watch
easy,
it.
bro.
That extra 15 minutes is another time I'm spending working, getting stuff done that day.
Getting what
But
done?
Yeah.
Getting work done, man.
Michael,
I'm telling you,
you
in that
can't milk
morning.
a cow in the rain.
That's that is not relevant.
That is
That is
so
not relevant.
relevant.
Bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
How about you, Manda?
I think if you shower in the morning, you get like that fresh energy. Like, whenever I shower in the morning, I feel way better in school and everything.
Why don't you just like drink some coffee or something?
Nah,
You can do both.
That's bad for you.
You can do
though.
both, but yeah, exactly.
I don't
yeah.
drink coffee, but
Coffee's not
I wake up on pure willpower.
So personally,
Sometimes I
and-
do both. If I'm like coming from like tennis practice.
I
Yeah.
do both. Yeah, I will do both sometimes. I don't mind opposed to night shower, but like I'm also not at all not opposed to a morning shower.
Okay. I take showers in the morning, I guess in the summertime more, just because I'd rather just sleep longer. I don't know. It takes me like 10 minutes to get ready in the morning, so you just walk out the door. But like in the summer, you just kind of like wake up whenever you want, get in the shower, and then go with your day. But
So, personally, I'm a morning shower kind of kid. I don't really enjoy a morning shower per se, but I have to because one, if I don't shower, I'm gonna feel disgusting
Yeah.
all day long.
But you don't get dirty.
And I
when
know,
you sleep.
I know. You don't get dirty
You
when
don't-
you sleep. But the thing is, you
I mean-
feel dirty after you sleep.
I disagree.
Like, let me put it this way. I'm gonna be feeling like garbage all day long if I don't shower in the morning, because I don't know. Something
just
about
that-
waking up
yeah.
just feels grimy.
Listen to this.
Oh, I'm listening.
Say you get home from a long day at school. I don't know, maybe your school's like really hot and you're sweating.
Then you shower. Yeah, you shower.
It's
not like that every day.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's what
shower
I'm
twice in a
saying.
row.
You shower,
Yeah, but
yeah.
you
Twice
go.
a day.
So yeah, okay. I'm not opposed to showering twice a day, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, why make your bed dirty and not shower at nighttime? Because you're getting dirty all day. Why don't you just take a shower?
It's called using a washer and clean the sheets.
What?
I'm telling you, don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
but you don't have to do
clean the
that.
sheets,
But you don't have to do that.
No. It doesn't matter.
Save
That's
your-
not a problem.
Save Mrs. McGarrahan.
You're gonna have to wash them either way as frequently.
Save-
No one washes their sheets.
Unless
That's
you're
what I'm
milking the
saying,
cow
like-
every day in the sheets.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a problem for the sheets, man. Dirty getting.
That's what
like,
you say, but once you start doing the laundry, then
You see,
I
I'm
do the
actually-
laundry, man. I do my laundry. I'm just saying.
You see, I'm actually the opposite of Brendan in the sense that he said during the summer he showers more in the morning. But for me, a typical morning shower person, I shower more at night during the summer because I'm sweating
Same.
as soon
I do.
as I get
Yeah,
up
yeah.
in the
Agreed.
summer. And I'm
It's
disgusting all day long.
Agreed.
And I'm out, doing my thing. So I can't be showering in the morning just to
Shower-
get
yeah.
out and be sweaty. right
Shower's
away.
usually a double in the summer because also with the pool, like if you're
Yeah.
getting drenched in chlorine for like
Yeah.
us like 6 hours a day at least, like you're.
but then
least.
then again,
Summer's definitely.
No, I meant like 3, but same
Summer
thing.
might be double, maybe triple, even quadruple or quintuple. So
What about
Whoa,
the
whoa.
what about the winter, guys?
winter, just like standard
Yes.
yeah,
morning.
night. I don't know.
Yeah, I think really. I mean, listen. Although I sound a little aggressive, I know it comes down to your personal.
Really?
It comes down. It comes down to your personal preference, and I feel like for me at least, morning's always like unless there's something where I just absolutely don't need to shower at all, like which is rare. Like I'm always gonna want to shower in the morning, but I feel like it's just at night. It's like sometimes like if a lot of physical activity and stuff is gonna make you want to before you go to bed. But or like after you get done with that in the evening, but I think it just depends on the situation
Yeah,
and like your
but
preference.
during the school year, you can also shower longer during night.
That is
Which
true
is
because
way-
you got
you can
time
also
constraints.
You
waste
can wake up
water.
later.
No,
but,
yeah.
like, yeah, sometimes I just
No.
wake up so late that I can't take a shower. I just do it
Yeah,
at
I like
night.
to
No, I
shower
get
in
it.
the
Exactly.
morning,
Yeah,
but
I've done that. Yeah.
there's something like peaceful about showering at night
Yeah,
when it's dark outside. It's just
Yeah,
like
Exactly.
I do
Yeah.
enjoy
so
that.
no one can see the dirty deeds you do in the shower.
Whoa.
What?
it's only
Chill.
you and Michael and he's thinking about the last girl.
Watch it, buddy. That's only
Every
Michael.
podcast. Yeah. No,
Josh.
So wait, can you describe those dirty deeds for us?
Whoa, this isn't an erotica. Jeez.
Chill.
Let's just say there's no need for the shower.
Wait, what? All right.
I'll leave that to you.
Yeah,
Now let's talk
alright.
about some waiters.
Oh,
What a segue.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of segues, no, I'm just kidding.
Yo. All right. So we were enlightened's not the word, but we went out to Wesso's.
Wesso's.
No, let's say whatever.
Pronounce
Wesos.
Wesso's. I don't know, so many of these dummies. I was about to drop the F-bomb, but I'm not. So many of these dummies came up to me and they're like, it's a Wesso's. But anyways, the place got trash service. All right? So we're sitting there, all right?
Keep in mind, 40-cent wings.
You can't beat the
That's
price.
the
40
price.
cents.
Yeah, the
You go to
wings are good.
Wednesdays.
You go to PJ's, yeah, on Wednesdays, but you go to PJ's on wing night. I don't really know their prices there, but I don't think anyone's topping 40-cent wings right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
no.
not even close.
20
Yeah.
wings.
It's
for
like
$8
tw-
US.
Dude, 20 wings
Seriously.
at
Well,
PJ's.
it isn't $8 US.
Oh, yeah.
It's 10 because they make you
yeah.
involuntarily
That's
tip your waiter,
True.
even if the waiter is garbage.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
What was her name? Like Trejonda or something?
No, whoa. We're gonna keep that
Yolanda.
withheld. But,
Name
not
and
t-shirt.
address withheld.
But let's just
Yeah.
say, all right, so we're there, all right, we're gonna pay like normal people. We don't carry around change because we're just in high school.
Yeah, who carries around?
So this lady has the audacity to come to us after taking the bill and she's like, do any of you guys got change? And we're
Yeah.
like, so at first we're like, no. She's like,
she's like, why don't you guys come here with change? I'm like,
Next
You guys got to
time-
come here first with change. Make sure you bring it.
yeah, I'm like,
like
who
that kind of
carries around quarters, nickels, and dimes
That's what I'm
to
saying.
pay for at a restaurant,
To
especially?
pay exact change. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what she's saying.
And she says,
yeah.
for each one of you guys, I gotta go to the bar and get change.
Yeah, that's what you said. I'm like,
not
like,
to be
that's
that
your job.
guy, but isn't that low key your job?
Yeah, that's how it goes. Like,
Yeah.
That's the way life goes.
Have you ever had a bad waiter experience, Mondo?
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of times, sometimes they forget your meals too. It's annoying.
I know.
that's
Yeah.
rough. Man.
That's some.
Yeah.
I always feel bad.
And they
for
make
the-
us involuntarily pay still the
Yeah,
waiters.
exactly.
that's
The-
dumb.
What is it
Dumb.
called? The tipping thing?
Gratuity.
What's
tip.
Gratuity. Yeah,
Yeah.
that bullshit.
I think that should be optional, you know, if the waiter's good or not.
Exactly.
And then
It's
I
very
remember,
European, the
Yeah.
gratuity thing.
yeah,
This is in Europe, so we don't need that over here.
But there's a lot.
Exactly.
It's a lot of influence here, though.
Yeah, true. Nah, I'm just kidding. I respect Europe.
I forget what my bill was, but it was probably like $13 or something like that. I gave her a 20, and gratuity's already included, and I'm like, she's like, do you want change back? I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
like,
do I
give me
want
my money
change?
back, lady. Yeah, of course I want
Look
change.
at the mirror and ask yourself, was your service really good enough to get that $7
Do you think you deserve this money? Nope.
I always feel bad when the meal is off or something, and then the people that getting the food always blame the waiter or waitress because
Yeah.
it's not their
Yeah.
fault per se if the food is
Yeah.
garbage.
It's the cook.
True,
So
yeah.
I always feel a little rough.
Garrett. Yeah. Our man's that works at
Yeah,
Chili's
he's
got
so
roasted
chill.
one time for
Oh,
some bad food that it wasn't even his fault.
Yeah.
All right, we just gotta give a quick shout out. If you're listening, Garrett, we have a favorite waiter. He works weekends at Chili's in Exton. His name is Garrett. He's a real chill guy. Make sure to hit him up. Just graduated college. Working
Really
a job
chill
in
dude.
Phoenixville. Really, he's a goat.
Don't forget
Yeah.
about the waiter at the diner also.
Oh, I just saw him. I just saw him the other day.
What's his
man.
name? Like
It's
Armando?
it's
or
Abdul,
something?
right?
Abdul.
Dude, he's
You
so
know
chill,
he's
man.
a chill waiter when he gives you a snap.
So
Yeah.
let me-
Plus, he filled that John with whipped cream too.
I'll
His
tell the story real
specialty.
quick. So these guys are doing a film out in main line area,
Yeah,
and we
wait.
come home. We're spending the night at Mike's place, and it's about 4 a.m., maybe 3, and I'm like, so we're going to the diner, right? Late night. Very scary walk. That's
Yeah,
that's
that's
neither
another
here nor
story,
there.
yeah.
That's
That's
for another
another
time.
story.
Yeah.
Anyway, we get to the diner. This super chill server, Abdul, working the graveyard shift, and I order a couple scoops of ice cream, and he just lathers that puppy up. He goes ham.
He's like, I'm gonna give you the special.
I'm gonna
That's
give you
what he said.
the
I'm gonna give you my
Abdul
special. No
special.
one else gets this.
Oh, yeah.
You know they're chill when they do that kind of stuff.
Service is
Go.
perfect.
But I don't use that
So-
term lightly.
So shall we move on to the big time Q&A?
Let's do it. Yeah.
So last week we asked our listeners to comment any questions or comments they had in the YouTube section or Instagram, Snap, whatever it is. So we've gathered some of the questions and we're gonna answer them for you today.
All right. So our first question from Jonathan Staniszewski.
Oh,
Staniszewski.
Johnny.
Shout
Super
out,
John
shout
John.
out.
Back at it with the Deutschland.
His first question is, do phones control our lives?
So is this like specifically individually our lives or just a general statement?
Yeah.
Do you think?
I'm
What do you
saying
think?
let's do it.
I think
So, I
overall,
think-
Let's take a
It was
vote.
fine.
Let's take a vote.
Let's
Well,
do
we
it
do both.
individually
We'd say-
first,
yeah.
and then talk
Okay.
about
No,
general
but
population.
Do we want to also like do this topic, like we'll answer just as general right now and then save some of it for a next episode or something as like a bigger
We can
topic?
just see where
Let's
it
do it.
goes.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we'll just see how it
Let's,
goes.
let's go around individually and say, and then we'll combine and
Yeah,
talk
Mike-
about general.
Mike, take it away.
So let's see. Do phones control? Does my phone control my life? I don't know if I might be under exaggerating. Like not. I mean, I might be going under here, but I feel like I can't go to that extreme that it has full control over my life, my actions, and my thoughts. Like that kind of stuff. But it definitely plays a very large role. I feel like it's hard.
Exactly.
It's so sad. It's so sad because like it's you definitely feel like you feel different when you don't have your phone on you for long periods of time, and it's like scary to think that's something that
Yeah.
is literally worth essentially nothing is like causing you to like
I mean,
be
what
in
about that
distress.
iPhone XS Max?
Yeah.
emoji.
I mean, like worth nothing. It's like it really isn't. Like it's worth like
yeah, yeah.
this many US dollars, but it's like it's just a
Its
literally
manufacturer
metal.
cost is not even that much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like $2 probably.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I don't know if it fully controls, but I think it definitely plays too large of a role, and I'm still looking every day to try to limit that. But yeah, I would say it definitely plays a big role.
I like my phone. I think it's fun, but movies control my life.
Good man.
Yeah, I do see that thing where if you don't have your phone for enough time, you can start like whacking your pockets and stuff. But I don't need it per se. I just have it, and it's convenient. It's quick, but yeah, I'm very heavily influenced by movies.
All right.
Yeah, like I guess some of the new phones have like limits that you can set on your phone. I know the new Apple like iOS 12 just released like some like screen time like software that you can use. I've been using that a lot because I want to limit my time on my phone. So I definitely think my phone has like a big role in like what I do during the day and stuff. Like you can go check on like on settings or whatever how long you've been on your phone, and you'd be really surprised. Like just an estimate of how much time you spend on your phone. It's like close to 3 hours a day. Just think about all the things you could have done in 3 hours
Yeah, sure.
if you weren't on your phone. I think that's just ridiculous. But what about you, man?
I think that it doesn't really control my life, but it's very convenient to use. You know, anywhere I go, I can call my parents for a ride or something, text my friends. Like, I don't have to like go to individuals' houses and everything to see if like you can hang out or stuff. Or maybe like with school assignments and stuff, it's very necessary. I think it's necessary in some aspects, but I don't think it controls my life really. I think I can live without it, but. Yeah, for some people, it definitely controls their lives. It's like an organ for them.
Oh
Yeah.
They carry
Wow.
it wherever they go and everything, and they say if they lose their phone, then sometimes people like cry about it and stuff.
Yeah,
it's
of
People are
course.
sitting, refreshing their page like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough likes for my
Yeah,
ratio.
exactly.
I'm gonna
yeah.
lose my streak on
And I'm like,
Snapchat.
Episode 1.
It's like, how about you stop wasting your time worrying about such little relevance? But maybe it is relevant nowadays. I don't know. For me, it's not. But
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
are spending so much time worrying about their Snap score or some shit
how
like
many
that.
followers they have on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
Like instead of make some real friends, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
make real relations.
So I really agree with what Raul was saying. Even though phones are addicting, they are convenient and they're meant to serve a good purpose and make your life easier. But in the same sense, I know that a lot of people spend a lot more time on their phone than they would like to. Personally, I don't think that I'm addicted to my phone or anything. I've always felt that way, and when I do feel that I'm spending more time on it than I would like, I delete my social media, which I'm actually in right now. I haven't used Snap or Instagram or Twitter or Facebook lately, which is
Yeah, you didn't like my picture cut. No,
LMP. No, but anyway, it's been pretty nice, and sometimes you just have to say, well, I need a break. But
Exactly.
there are times for everyone when phones are just such a big part of our lives that when we don't have it, like you guys are saying, it's just your heart rate.
It's
Yeah,
definitely sorry to cut you off, Moo. That's definitely the deciding factor on whether or not you're addicted to your phone. If you can take that step back and just say like, wow, I need a break, and if you can't, then obviously you have somewhat of a problem, I think.
Yeah, and I think, so when John posed this question, are you addicted to your phone? I really think the core of it is more, are you addicted to social media?
Yeah.
Because no one's
Yeah.
really addicted. Well, I mean, I guess some people are addicted to games, but everyone of our generation, it's always, I'm gonna just say it, it's probably Instagram.
Yeah.
For
nearly
Snapchat
everyone.
also.
And Snap. and
Facebook
Snap,
cut.
and
No.
No, that's like mom's and dad.
All right, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Mike, you want to say anything else or?
No, I think
All
that
right,
really sums it up. It's
next
we
good.
got
question.
a collection of film-related questions. So, let's just go bang these out
Yeah,
real quick.
we can each go around or we can just all decide together really quick.
First one is favorite horror film. I guess I'll go first. This is a tough question for me. I love horror a lot, but I'd have to give it a 3-way tie. Not gonna lie.
Whoa.
Rosemary's Baby, just the way the tension builds is brilliant. A Nightmare on Elm Street, that's one of the most fun movies for me. The original, not the garbage remake. And The Shining, Croft, I know you heard that. Wait for the Halloween episode to understand more in that debate.
So I guess, yeah, I'm going to actually steal one from you. The Shining was definitely a great film. I really enjoyed that. Number 2 on my list, it's probably Dead Tie. Even though I just saw it literally last night, touch more on it later in the podcast. Definitely got to say Donnie Darko. I don't know if it's considered a horror film, but I found personally I think it's like pretty freaking scary.
So I would consider that to be a horror film or a horrific film.
Yes.
If you want to call it.
I don't know, because if we're just talking movies that bring horror, then I'd say like maybe even Requiem for a Dream, even though it's all about drug abuse. But
I feel like this question is more leaned toward like the genre.
Like scary.
itself.
I would
Yeah.
say Darko is more fantasy based
that's
almost.
like a
or
sci-fi thriller kind of thing. But
Yeah,
There are some.
we can count it. We can
Yeah.
count it for sure because it takes place around Halloween time. And
yeah.
So I think kind of like what Brendan was saying, Donnie Darko. We'll get into that later, but it was an amazing movie. If it is a horror film, then that would definitely be up there. But actually, I agree with Moo. Nightmare on Elm Street. That's just such a good story.
It's a classic.
And then besides that, there's one I saw recently, actually on J Prom night called Lights Out, which I hadn't heard of. It's so scary.
you think that's scarier than movies like The Shining?
Oh, by far. I almost pooped my
gosh.
pants.
You think Lights Out scarier than like the Babadook and stuff? You know what? Horror is subjective. I'll leave it at that.
Save it for the Halloween episode.
Yeah, we'll save it for the Halloween episode.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't want to be a bandwagon, but The Shining has to be my.
You probably
what
only
is it?
saw the opening shot.
That's not true. I watched the whole thing.
That's not true.
And yeah, I think that's got to be my favorite horror film.
Oh, I'd
I
also
think-
like to throw in Suspiria. Love that movie.
You guys are getting hooked up with a lot of great movie recommendations.
Yeah,
Take notes.
Yeah, please.
And Donnie Darko's on Netflix. So.
It is.
on
Exactly.
Netflix.
All right. This question we can go by pretty fast. Best supporting performance by an actor. Oh, favorite horror film was from Luke Meister-Lannon, and best supporting performance by an actor is from Matthew Tremogli. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. I still love you, baby.
I think so.
But best performance from a supporting actor, I'd have another tie because I'm going by the Oscars definition of these people who are like in supporting actor nominations. Philip Seymour Hoffman, The Master, Christoph Waltz, Inglourious Bastards,
Ooh, great movie.
and Ralph Fiennes from Schindler's List. Those are my 3. Those are mind-blowing performances.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Javier Bardem for his role playing Anton Chigurh in No Country for Old Men, because I just think the character, like just the way he was able to portray that character, it was probably one of the most interesting performances. I don't know. He just made it really, really amazing, and just changed the whole. It wouldn't have been the same without him. So yeah, definitely Javier Bardem.
So mine isn't so much a powerful kind of role, but more of just a role that I enjoy and really like. I just find this movie and this guy hilarious, and I think he complements the main character perfectly. And this is Cameron Fry in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, played by Alan Ruck. And
That's a good one.
no, this guy is just, I mean, like I said, it's not so much an emotional performance like Moo's characters or Michael, but it's a role that I really appreciate and I like. Sets up the story well.
All right, you know what? I think I can't really think of one from like a movie, but I can think of one from like a TV show. If you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's great.
Does that
Go
count?
ahead.
You know, Drake and Josh, a classic. You know.
Oh, of course.
It is classic.
Yeah. I think the sister of them.
Megan.
Yeah. Megan. She really traps like the brothers all the time and everything. And
Yeah, that's a good act.
Yeah.
That's
Bro, the
that's,
dad from that
that's-
show.
Is that Cosgrove?
Yeah,
it's
Miranda
Cosgrove.
I think
Yeah,
so.
I
So
got
she,
iCarly.
she really
So that
defines, I think she really
Michael
defines the
remembers,
brothers of who they really are and everything.
Yeah.
Trying to get some Gibby action.
Oh yeah, Gibby too. Gibby is a good actor.
Gibby's
And
great.
Bounce.
Yeah.
I don't know his real name though, but
It's just Gibby.
No, it's not.
no, it's not.
Speaking of iCarly, actually, I just had a thought. In Donnie Darko, you could see Spencer's like.
Yes, he
Yeah.
plays.
Also
He's a
Spencer.
speaker
Save
during-
it for
Yeah, oh,
Yeah, sorry.
speaker during the motivational.
All
Yeah,
part
yeah,
of
he
Save
comes
It
up.
confused.
I can't really think of like a specific actor that I like know that I like, I guess, the most, my favorite, but definitely in previous films that I watched, like Moonlight, I think the role of like Chiron was like very
Chiron?
well portrayed through all three actors, maybe, I think. I don't know if it was three people, but
Yep, three different.
I just think it was amazing how they all like morphed together to almost seem like the same exact person, just like years later. So I think that was pretty awesome.
All right, I think we're gonna bang out these next film questions
Yeah,
quite
let's
fast
go
so
quick,
that
yeah,
we
we'll
can
do
get
it.
on to other topics as well to appeal to the masses. Best director. Oh goddamn, cuh.
Yeah.
God damn, God.
Stanley Kubrick and Kurosawa.
Cam, what do you?
I'll give you guys one to go. I think I'm gonna have to say but my favorite director personally is Wes Anderson. I'm gonna have to go with him.
So I was mentioning to these guys before the show, I'm a big John Hughes fan. It's just the movies he makes they're a special kind of movie. They're a classic.
Piggybacking off of Michael, Wes Anderson, and even like M. Night Shyamalan, I like a lot of his like artistic
yes.
styles as well.
M. Night, baby.
Oh,
Also-
yeah. M. Night's a god.
Yeah, I want to say I wanted to add. I think this is a tie. Wes Anderson and then Quentin Tarantino got to be. I think with mine too.
Oh, and
my top two there.
if we're talking about directors working today because Kurosawa and Kubrick aren't, Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yes, I would have to.
God damn.
Thoroughly agree.
So good.
Also, I mean, you can't forget about Villeneuve.
Oh yeah, baby.
Hey, man.
Denis, man, Denis. All right. You got any or are you fine?
I think I don't know. I don't have a favorite one, but I like the Russos too.
Ah, the Russos, Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go to favorite look in film. So like a lens type or digital versus film and all that.
Anamorphic.
Yeah, my choice is I got two choices. I got that IMAX 70 millimeter.
Oh.
That
Dude, I still haven't experienced that yet. I feel like I'm so like,
it was brilliant.
I don't know. I just really need to.
Yeah, IMAX 70 just, oh my god. And 70 millimeter, 35 millimeter, anamorphic. Just film just looks so good, crisp and clean.
It's just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I mean, digital's definitely creeping up on being like like the digital age. It's definitely creeping up towards film, but like never will compare. I think, but I definitely I don't know if I have a favorite like format yet or like like film stock, but I think just the like anamorphic lenses create such an amazing look, and if I that's really one of my favorite that's what I really want to be able to do one day, make a film using anamorphic lens. So.
Just when you see that bokeh, it's just like, oh.
Like when you see those light streaks in a movie like Punch Drunk Love, that blue anamorphic streak. Gorgeous. But I forgot to say, the best director question was from a buddy of mine, Aaron Onish, and the favorite look question was from Dylan Raymond.
What movie would you remake?
All right, I say we just do our one-word answer because I can go off too much on this. It'll
Yes.
take way too long.
Exactly.
Movie I'd remake, short answer, probably The Purge because it's such a good concept, but the movie's
Yeah.
like absolute garbage.
Yeah. That's a hard question, but I'm gonna have to go with The Outsiders movie.
Oh, remaking some Coppola, eh?
Yeah.
No, you know, yeah.
I can see that.
No, I haven't even seen
love the book.
The book's great. The soundtrack and the movie is just like.
Croft, do you got any?
This is probably gonna sound pretty standard, but personally, I feel that as the Hunger Games series progresses, I really don't like the direction it goes in. And to be honest, I've found the last movie, Mockingjay or Mockingbird, to be pretty boring. So if they could, it's not as interesting as the original Hunger Games or even the sequel, but just
repetitive.
Just make it
the original
better.
is good.
Yeah,
I don't like any of those
I would
movies.
remake Catching Fire and Mockingjay or what? Mockingbird.
Yeah, Mockingjay, yeah.
It was just way too repetitive. They need a new storyline not a new storyline, but like more details in it, less details, and like I don't know. It's just
More
you
of
just
a
got,
plot, maybe?
Yeah, you got
It's just
too much
it's just-
repetitive.
Yeah.
I didn't really enjoy it too much.
Like,
Every single
there's
time was in the
some-
same arena and everything. It's just,
There's
Yeah.
some dystopian saturation right there. But
Yeah.
I don't like any of the Hunger Games movies, but that's for another time.
It's neither here nor there.
Getting into,
Good,
obviously, speaking of movies, let's get into the film that we recommended last week, I believe. Donnie Darko.
What a special film.
Rated
All right.
R.
Would you like me to give it a little introduction?
Give us the once over.
Oh man, so we got this film. It's called Donnie Darko. It has Jake Gyllenhaal in it. It was directed by Richard Kelly. It's one of my favorite films. I absolutely adore it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. There is tons to say, but I want to hear what you guys think.
The opening segment, I believe it's him waking up on the ground and then like realizing where he was. You don't really get any background until like it kind of like unfolds throughout the film. When he walks back into his house after he's found like, or he finds himself laying in the middle of an asphalt floor. He sits down at the dinner table with his family. I feel like it's such a classic like scene. Like I feel like so many films have this like dinner scene where it's like awkward and like no one's talking. They're just eating and they're just like looking at each other like someone's about to say something. And I just really liked the scene and the lines that they said. I don't know if I want to repeat them.
They're crazy.
Maybe you
Yeah.
want to.
Oh, those are a bit explicit.
Yeah. We might have to bleep.
Moo, why don't you you seem to be best at that.
We'll talk about that later.
But I really love the opening shots. Basically what Brendan was saying, he wakes up and he's all disoriented in the middle of, it almost looks like a mountain range in the background.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful and a sunrise. And then you don't know why he's there or what's up. And then he kind of wanders home. And then the story
the
unfolds
music when
from
he's
there.
riding the bike, killing time. Ooh.
Yeah, I gotta say, that's gotta be one of my like favorite openings to a film. Because like I gotta admit, I was thoroughly like I was sucked right in. I was like, even though it's not much going, like I guess he's getting it from like the ground. Like for some reason, just the way it was shown and like, the way they was shot and like put together, I was really interested in what's happening, what's gonna precede this.
like the mystery in the beginning, and you're just trying to see what's gonna happen later on.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy how it unfolds. Not like, I guess, yeah, throughout the film you can kind of see how the whole scene unfolds. It's pretty awesome.
So this is something that, like, everyone talks about how mind-blowing of a film Donnie Darko is. Like, the end of the movie, you're just sitting there like,
Flabbergasted.
holy shit.
Yeah.
What was that? But I feel like an aspect of the movie that I really love is just the fact that it's so damn entertaining.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
funny.
nonstop.
There's some comedy in there
It's
too,
so
which
funny.
lightens the mood, but then you're like, holy crap, that bunny's freaky as
I hate
crap.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't even go downstairs. After I was
Really?
finished watching the film, I was like, geez, I'm really thirsty right now. Screw it, I'm not going downstairs and getting eaten by this freaking like big bunny thing.
I love the scene in the theater where they're sitting there watching Evil Dead and the choir music's playing. That's some of
That's
my
right.
favorite
That's
music
scary.
in that film. And I just love when he's like, why do you wear that stupid bunny suit? And then he just slowly turns and he's like, why do you wear that human suit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That was
That's
crazy.
a great
why do
line.
you wear
Yeah.
that stupid man suit or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah,
that.
man suit,
Man
that's what it
suit,
was.
yeah.
Oh,
Girlfriend's asleep the whole time.
Yeah,
the
that's
portal opens and the music just kicks
Yeah.
into overdrive.
Yeah, I think I was so scared when we first hear that line. It's just like,
Wake up,
you know what I mean, like that
yeah.
kind of like
wake up, Donnie.
that just scared me so much when I first heard that for some reason. Like
Yeah.
it just set it up. Like it just set that character up for the rest of the film as something. I was so scared every time he came around. I remember so you see kind of like his outline at the beginning, and we never really see the full features. But I was so scared. I was like, I know they're gonna show his features at some point. I was just dreading when him being up close. Like that is just this, like literally, it's a little bunny rabbit, but it's just pure horror that how it looks. It's crazy.
So, for those of you who don't know this bunny that we're talking about, there's basically an evil bunny named Frank who
he's not
speaks.
evil.
Well, he's not evil,
yeah.
but as a viewer, before you figure out everything that's going down, you're like,
Yeah,
this
it's
man's
definitely
Donnie
portrayed, yeah.
is either one, about to die, or two, being possessed. So this bunny
Or both.
is basically a mix of he looks like a mix of a rabbit and a demon. Absolutely terrifying.
I love Frank.
Sorry to cut you off.
Sorry, my bad. I just wanted to say, so with the music, I like the contrast. Some of it in the darker parts have these Latin hymnals almost that are just really dark choir pieces. But then other times, like when he's in the school,
Yeah, Head
it's
Over
playing
Heels.
Head Over Heels by
Oh my
Tears for
God,
Fears, and I'm
so
like,
good.
oh yeah.
Oh man, there's a lot of really interesting shots, like the one where he jumps out of the school bus and the whole camera just turns around and then goes into
Yes.
that big one take kind of thing.
That really was inspiring to me because I was like, I don't think I mean, not to my knowledge, do I remember seeing a shot like that in any kind of
Oh, you're
film.
talking
I
about
was really
the
good.
one take
when
where
the
they-
roll. There's
Oh,
a shot where it has
yes,
the roll.
yes.
It looked just like I was like
Yeah,
that. I
I
want to
know.
go do that shot
I
right
know.
now. I was like that. I want to go make that.
I
That's
really
so cool.
enjoy shots when they focus on a subject and it's like maybe like a tracking shot or something, following somebody, and then the person might walk a certain way, which leads into the different point of interest, I guess you're talking about in the shot, and it just like goes through and like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's kind of like a shot where
It's
different points
It's
of
motivational camera movement is probably what
Yeah,
you're kind of talking
yeah, yeah.
about. It's like how it leads in, like
To
he's using
different
the characters,
characters.
emotions of characters to influence which points the camera and moves to
Yeah.
highlight which
I
different
love how
Yeah.
they literally
locations.
introduce every main character in that one shot. Well, one shot, quote unquote. But
Yeah.
I love that shot so much, and there's so many things that we can talk about. But I want to know, did you guys do any research to find out what everything meant?
So this took a lot of thinking, and I really wanted to save it for the podcast, but me and Mike had to dish it out a bit during math, just
yeah,
a
maybe
tad.
just a little
Okay,
bit, not
okay.
nothing extreme.
For me, when I was watching the movie, I thought the whole thing was somehow would tie back to God and the devil or some sort of possession because, one, they keep making references to God, like, oh, do you believe in him now? Oh, you're the
Yeah,
Antichrist.
yeah.
But then as the movie goes on, you think, wait a minute, this isn't about religion at all. This is about sci-fi fantasy. He's in an alternate universe. So, Michael, why don't you give your
I the
thoughts?
same. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be something with like the film Knowing. If you got it, there's that film which is. I thought it was gonna be something like that where it's like talking about the end of the world and everything, and like where I guess we're gonna see it happen. And then I mean, this film is way better than that. I'm gonna say that it is, but like as
Far superior.
just to add on to Moo's reaction there, but but yeah, I think oh my gosh. Yeah, I think. What was the question? What are we talking about? I completely forgot.
how
The end. Okay.
mind-blowing
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
everything is.
So I did do some research actually. My dad, he was the one when I was
man.
watching it. He was like, "Oh yeah, I've seen that 10 times about, and I still am a little confused. Like, but I've seen a video and I can show you what I can tell you about basically the bat, like how it's explained.
I've
But
read everything.
you've read a lot?
I read the page, the DonnieDarko.org page. I've read the chapters of philosophy of time travel.
Wow.
That's right, yeah. Because there's a book about on the film that
actual
Gyllenhaal,
thing.
yeah,
Wow.
they
They
the
didn't
direct, yeah.
They didn't write the whole book. But
Yeah.
they
The
have a
Grandma
lot of
Death
They do have
pages.
some, yeah.
Because when the movie came out, they released those pages online when the director's cut came out.
Wow.
But I also saw the director's cut, which has a lot more explaining per se, 'cause they show some pages from the book about like the living receiver, the manipulated living and manipulated dead and all that. But
Moog, why don't you give us your rundown of the film wrapped up
Yeah.
and your
If it even
perspective
possible.
and what you've learned
Like-
about all of the loose
basically,
ends
like,
wrapped up.
how to like explain sort
Yeah,
of what.
explain Darko.
Oh shit, that is probably a
The impossible
monumental
task.
question. All right, so the beginning of the movie, a tangent universe is created, and there was a glitch in the universe. There's always an artifact, but the glitch is that there's a duplicate artifact. The artifact being the jet engine. So Donnie has to. He doesn't know this, but he has to make sure he has to time travel that artifact back in time so that the glitch doesn't create like a black hole and destroy the real universe. And then you got Frank. So Frank is the manipulated dead. Manipulated dead have powers to lead Donnie places, and he leads Donnie through like taking him out of the room and all that. And Donnie's our living receiver. He's the one that he also has special powers to ensure the fate of the universe. So Frank has to die. That's what makes the second viewing so good, because everything feels so important. Everything has to lead up to him shooting Frank, Gretchen dying, all that. He and everyone around him, the manipulated living, they don't know that they're in the tangent universe. They're just living life, but they're subtly somehow helping him even without knowing it. They're unaware, but
that's right.
they're helping him
Like the
with
teacher,
cellar
for
door
example,
and
everything. Yes.
all that.
Yeah.
Cellar door.
Grandma Death being there in the middle of the road, so that Frank swerves off and runs over Gretchen, prompting Donnie to shoot Frank. There's so many little details. Oh man, I don't know how I can explain. There's he has to make the water, he has to flood the school so that there's the water to be a like teleportation device and all that.
Yeah.
There's the weird blobs on the people's chest.
That's right, yeah.
Oh yeah, those
Yeah,
are
that's a crazy effect. Not only that effect, but I don't know if you guys saw, it was like the overhead like car shot when
Yeah.
I saw some anamorphic flares in there. It was pretty tasty. I just wanted to before I watched the movie, I wanted to know like sort of what it was about, but I wanted to be surprised too. I had no idea. I saw the front like I guess cover on Netflix. It had like the bunny mask and like all the main characters on it. And then I read the description. It says this: incident sleepwalking, family drama, and visions of a menacing 6-foot-tall doomsday prophesying,
yeah.
rabbit plague a troubled teenager. I didn't know what to think about that. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Makes you curious to go into and watch the movie.
Yeah, so once I watch
maybe you
it,
should
it
watch
does
it,
make
bro.
sense.
Got me there.
There's also more to the explanation because Donnie also has powers because he's the living receiver. So he has to, once he finally knows his fate, he learns by the end when he's like Deus Ex Machina and all that.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, so basically I have to put the jet engine through the portal, which is right above his room. So at the end when he's laughing, he's basically accepting his own death, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
But it's a great scene. And all the manipulated living, though they don't remember the events, they just come back as nightmares, which is why there's the montage of them all in the bed and just like Patrick Swayze crying and all that.
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Because even though they're in a different universe where none of this stuff happened before, it's almost like a little part of them is from the other universe. So the guy crying knows that what he's doing is wrong. With yeah.
So essentially, like as he wakes up having dreamt that he got caught. Is that kind of what it was like then?
Patrick
or no?
Swayze?
Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's how that works.
Cunningham.
Yeah.
And at the end, when the girlfriend waves to the mom after Donnie's death, even though in the current universe they don't know each other, but still, there's kind of a connection
There's
there.
kind of this like
Yeah.
acknowledgement. It's,
When she's smoking the cig,
Yeah.
leaning against a
Yeah.
tree, and the little kid just like freakishly like starts waving too. It's like
Oh, man.
really trippy.
The ending
Such a good
shot,
ending.
man.
Yeah.
Just that
Yeah.
kid going
So
like
much.
Just the ending shot, yeah, the little kid with the spiked up hair, he's just going waving at the mom.
I don't know if I've ever felt this way about a movie per se, but as soon as I finished, I felt like I wanted to watch it again.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
that
how it
weird?
is. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
like you can't not.
It's
like,
just
like,
Donnie.
Everyone says the same thing. They're like, you have to see this movie more than once. And I can't agree more. There's just so much. Like, even on my, like, 5th watch, I see new things. Like, when they read the card in the classroom, it's like, Ling Ling found a wallet on the road. And then Donnie finds Jim Cunningham's wallet. I never made that connection that it was the same on
Holy
the card.
crap,
I'm like,
that's crazy.
shoot, there's so much.
Wow.
So much.
Donnie.
Well, I went home thinking that I was going to do my math homework and watch the movie. Little to realize after Michael told me that it's not going to happen, you're going to do one or the other, I couldn't keep my eyes off the movie. Like, I was immediately just like, I had to keep watching and figuring
Yeah,
out
man.
what was going to happen next. It was just really interesting. I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson. I love you, man. Monday!
Oh man, so good.
In
Also,
conclusion-
there's a
Amazing.
amazing indeed. There's another thing. It's set in the 80s, but it doesn't like pander to the nostalgia. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not like Stranger Things. I enjoy Stranger Things, don't get me wrong, but it's not like Stranger Things where there's like a Ghostbusters reference or a Thing reference like every 2 seconds. It's like it just fits the mood. The
Yeah, it
atmosphere,
does.
the
That's-
spikes and everything.
I think that's a really good point that I hadn't realized. I really thought about is that it doesn't just like live off of the fact that like being in the 80s, it lets the whole nostalgia thing. It's like it just happens to take place then. Story like fits a time period, but it doesn't just live off of that. It's like
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
really what's going on and what the characters are doing, and just the universe, I should say.
Because I feel
is
like
what it's
the
about.
movie is supposed to be timeless. Like it could take place at any
That's
period
right,
of
yeah.
time. Kind of, going back to the whole thing with grandma and death and how the story literally did happen with her at a previous time period, but it doesn't. The fact that it's in the 80s isn't too relevant.
Yeah, it just adds to that like fun atmosphere of 80s Halloween movies. Great Halloween movie, by the way. Great Halloween movie. But there's just so much. There's so
We could
much.
talk.
For hours.
Yeah.
48 minutes.
But we don't have hours here. But we do have
Unfortunately.
recommendations. Yo.
All right, let's hear
All right.
it. Moo.
So now I have a big recommendation for the week after next and next week's.
Wow.
This week because the second one is. I'm gonna say what next week's recommendation is, and then I'll say the one that's the week after because that one's gonna take way longer to prepare for. So
Okay.
next week's recommendation. So I've been seeing that we've been talking about a lot of near perfect films recently. So I wanted to step back and I'm not going to tell you how I feel about this film. Maybe I love it, maybe I hate it, maybe I enjoy it, maybe I don't. But it's on Amazon Prime. It's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Yo. It's a-
love that movie.
podcast. All right. Anyways, so that's next week's. That's what we will talk about next week. And now in 2 weeks, so a show came out on Netflix. It's called. It's 10 episodes long. It's called Maniac. I have not watched it yet, actually.
Wow.
So I'm gonna also be fresh on this one, but it has Jonah Hill and Emma Stone, who I'm very fond of, and it's directed by this guy named. I apologize if I mispronounced the name. Kari Joji Fukunaga.
Damn good.
It's he directed the first season of True Detective. He's excellent. But that one's gonna take 2 weeks because it is 10 episodes. But they're like 40-minute episodes, not like hour-long episodes. But it looks interesting. And it's science fiction.
Thank you, man.
Sweet. And you said is that Netflix or Amazon?
Netflix.
Netflix, cool.
People always tell me I
Netflix
look
original.
like Jonah Hill. I'm like, I don't see it.
Yo,
No way.
Jonah Hill's mad skinny in this show, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Slim down.
Well, I'd like to thank our guest Rahul Manda for
thank you.
joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Manda.
Go give him
Although-
a follow.
Yeah, although I didn't contribute much to Donnie Darko, hopefully I played a big part. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
of course,
thank
of
you.
course.
Thank you for
And
coming.
yeah, follow Rahcon Memes. We'll put the link in the description
Yeah.
if you don't know how to spell it.
Rahcon.
Yup. Rahcon Memes. Some very funny content there. Anyways, thank you all for listening in. Damn,